So, good evening, everybody. This is Katia Lachey, and with Let's Talk, and this is my baby Daniel. Okay, so we really came on tonight because we were just watching this movie, and I decided I'd do some movie reviews every now and then. We were just watching this movie called Above the Shadows, right? Written by Claudia Myers. Claudia Myers. It was released last year. It's considered to be
supernatural.
She said supernatural, so it's
supernatural drama, kind of like one of those love story kind of things ish.
She put another little twist on it. So anyway, it's about this young girl. It starts out she's in the house and it's like she's talking to everybody or whatever. But nobody's responding to her. She goes throughout the day. She's at school and all these things, and she never really realizes that nobody sees her until
or her mom is there. All right, so she has a mom. Her mom sees her fine, and it seems like everybody don't really like her, but they know she's there. And then her mom dies, and nobody.
And then all of a sudden, nobody sees her anymore. Nobody like she's in the kitchen talking to her dad and them, and then she wakes up. She's like, "Dad, such and such is not paying attention to me." Talking about one of her sisters or brothers. They're not paying attention to me, and I just don't understand why they're not paying attention to me. And
he's not paying attention either. I mean,
he doesn't even notice her. Okay, so fast forward. So the biggest issue with us is like she meets, like she goes to this. Was it a club?
Yeah, she went to a club because she gets a job. She has a job. She has a place, and either way, we'll get.
Yeah, because it does show her like her at her job. She's got an apartment.
She's a photographer. She does that.
She works for like a crime agency, maybe a criminal type agency. What is that?
She works for one of those tabloid things where they take pictures of people. And
okay, because it's just the way he was talking. I thought it was kind of like that type of agency. Okay, so it's like, so she's giving him little tips.
Right.
Okay.
Getting pictures of celebrities and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
she's got a job. She's got all this stuff.
Yeah.
Mind you, nobody can see her. The job, she just basically texts him information, and I guess he pays her.
Right.
He didn't really show how he pays her, so I guess he pays her some kind of way.
Probably like direct deposit or something, I guess.
So this girl, you can't see her, but she can touch everything. She can do everything.
She can open doors, pick up things, eat food, buy stuff. She has a house full of furniture.
Right.
But no, from what they explain, nobody can see her. Nobody hears her. Nobody sees her.
So the first thought in my mind is like, okay, well maybe this is kind of similar to like Ghost. You know, remember the movie Ghost? Ghost with Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, but he had to basically commandeer a body in order to interact with Demi. So this wasn't like that. You couldn't see her. Nobody could see her or whatever. But she could touch everything. She could do everything. She could work. She could open doors. She could close doors. She could move around. She could even have sex.
Right.
Like what? Like they even made love. Like what are you talking about? Like
she meets a guy at this club. She's following these people. He sees her. He's like, hey, grabs her, and then she's like, what in the world? You can see me. And so she proceeds to follow him around. Come to find out, it's a dude that she got pictures of before, and from what they suggest, it ruined his life, his relationship, his career, all this stuff. So
they felt like they kind of had something in common because
she
was the one who took the picture that supposedly ruined his career. So it's like, okay, all right, well, let's see if I can. She was like, well, let me see if I can get you back on track. Let's fix this. Let me make it up to you or whatever. It's like, okay, so she's following him around everywhere, and then she gets him better gigs. He's a boxer. She gets him better gigs or whatever, and so they kind of fall for each other a little because she's the one who's really there for him. You know, his girlfriend is some
actress,
spoiled actress,
right? She's not really
gold
into him
digging chick
until
or whatever. She's not into him anymore. And you know, I can say rightfully she broke up with him because of the, you know, they have always been in relationships or messed up their relationship, like cheated on each other. However, it's never been in the paper. So that was the thing for her. It got put in the paper. So now she was like, okay, I'm done with you. You've messed up our look in the public. Right. Okay, so they break up. But he doesn't see her anymore or whatever. And then he's dating the Little Miss Invisible.
Right.
So,
right.
So the thing that really makes us oh God. So the thing that really makes us mad is like we're trying to figure out, okay, so
it's like, all right, so
should you go to the boxing whenever okay, so at some point he can't see her anymore. Like she was knocking on the window outside of the boxing area, and he couldn't see her.
He could hear the knocking on the window.
Knock.
But
he looked up and he didn't see anything, and she was like, you know, knocking or whatever, and she was all upset that he couldn't see her.
Like she couldn't even see herself. She can't see her own reflection.
Right, so she can't see her reflection anymore.
But she can't now.
So and we're just trying to figure out why. Okay, the movies are already the movie is a total of an hour and 52 minutes. That's the runtime.
Right.
So we're still we're at an hour and 30 something minutes by now, and then it still doesn't really make sense.
Right.
Why this girl? Why nobody can see her except this one guy? Right. And then now all of a sudden he can't see her.
Right.
We're trying to figure out why. Then she sees the ex kind of kiss him or whatever because she had contacted him out of the blue, and you know they kind of got back together. And then he was like, "Look, this is a real world that we're in. This is how this is." So anyway, he goes back to his ex. So all of a sudden he's got this boxing match, and he had already asked the girl to come to the boxing match. The one he can't see, Holly is her name. He can't see her anymore. So anyway, before that, he had already asked her. And she said, you know, I don't do crowds or whatever, so she don't like to go in crowds of people. But so she gets there. She finally makes her way through. It takes forever. He's getting his behind beat, getting beat down. By the way, we skipped over the part where she had basically been getting him gigs to fight people. Right. But the first fight was legit, but the fights after that, she was
finding dirt on them to make them kind of throw the fight.
To make them throw a fight, but they were big, they were well-known fighters. Yeah. So it was like making him look really good, like he was really, doing a good job. So anyway, they're at this fight. He's getting his behind beat. She's making her way through the crowd. She finally gets up there. They're at a timeout. Right. Right. Yeah. And then
she climbs into the ring, like she follows the other people into the ring, and she's talking to him. But no, he's in the mid-fight, and he's getting his behind with him. She's talking to him. And then, so the bell rings. They take a break. He sits down. She's talking to him, saying he can do it. He can't see her. He can't do nothing. She grabs his hand, or his glove, with his hand in it. And then all of a sudden, he still can't see her or hear her. And then all of a sudden, you see his hand kind of flinch, like his thumb kind of clench up a little bit.
Like he's holding her hand or something, like he grabs her hand.
And then he reacts like, oh, whoa, oh God, you're here. And
Holly, hi.
Everybody sees her.
Now everybody sees her.
And so you would think the reaction would be, whoa, what? Where did this person come from? Oh my God, what's going on? You get hey, there's a girl in the ring. Where she came from? Other than that,
she's got on the trench coat. Yeah, right. The guys on the radio are like, yeah, we're gonna. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Right.
First of all, ask her where she came from.
Out of nowhere. I mean, think about this. She's invisible. Nobody can see her, hear her.
Nobody saw her get in.
And then all of a sudden, boom, she's there.
And she's right in front of him.
Right.
Like, who's the girl in the ring? Yeah, I see her. Who's the girl?
Nobody freaks out. Not the girlfriend, not the announcers. Nobody's going, who is this?
And where'd after all that,
oh my God, she just
remember
appeared.
when the fight was over, right. And then he goes down there, and then he walks up to his actual girlfriend, and she's like,
oh, that's the girl. Okay. Not how did she appear in the ring?
It's like I saw her. Right. She's like, I saw her.
Not surprised at all. It's just like now it's just like, oh, she's existed forever, almost. It's like, what?
I'm just kind of irritated with Miss Cheryl Myers.
Right. Because
Claudia, Lord, I done changed her name. Claudia Myers.
Check this out. That's not even the worst part. All right, so nobody knew her at the fighting arena, so maybe it's because it's New York. No, correction. It's not New York. Earlier in the movie, they say Gotham City. Now, this is a movie that does not say DC at the beginning of it or nothing. Nowhere, but it's Gotham City. As far as I know, unless my geography is wrong, there is no Gotham City that looks like New York. The only Gotham City I know is like Batman's Gotham City. So, proceed to after the fight. The girl finally goes back to her home. Dad looks like he's about to sell the house or he's doing his job or something like that. And so, she sees him. And she walks up to him and he finally sees her. And at first, he looks at her like confused, like, who is this? His head tilts. And then his eyes changes. Gets big. He drops his suitcase and he goes, Holly. Now,
our reaction.
I'm sorry, man.
Our reaction. What was your reaction, baby?
My reaction is, what kind of mess is this? This is some doggone neglect. This girl, because her mom died when she was 12. Like, all this stuff kicked off when she was 12. She went completely invisible. They stopped paying attention to her. Her room was packed up and packed out. Like, she had no room.
That's
no
what made her wonder what was going on, because she went to her room, and her room is basically a storage area.
Yeah, they packed all the stuff in her
But
old
nobody
room.
says her name. Nobody visits. He visits the mom's grave every year on their anniversary. Nobody ever says her name.
Right.
The brother and sister never put pictures. You know, even a sister would have been like, "Oh, Holly, we miss you," or something like that in other movies or in real life. So
it's like, for 10 years, this girl has been out on her own on the streets or something.
Like
homeless.
Like daggum Batman and them, you know, like, what's... Catwoman.
Yeah.
She's the one always jumping on the buildings. Okay, so that's how she was. She's out living on top of a roof and living in all these random places.
Until she finally got a job and got her own place, surprisingly being invisible and never meeting her boss or her landlord or nothing. Nothing. I don't even know how she got a bank account. Explain that. You have to go in a bank.
Where did she get her personal information from? Right. Because the mom's gone. So what, the mom gave her a whole life package whenever she died?
Maybe she searched all the boxes. But even still, if she found all her information, that means they had to acknowledge that she was alive. But these people...
They never... He ain't putting no flyers up.
This was the most...
Like, Holly's gone. Oh, my God. They didn't cry over her every now and then.
Right. This is the most severe neglect I've ever seen in my life. Like, you would have thought, okay, he saw her, that initial hug went by, but you think she would have went after that. Dad, what in the world? What have y'all been doing? I've been missing for 10 years. And y'all ain't searched for me. Y'all ain't mentioned me. I've been around y'all, looking at y'all, watching over y'all, and nobody said nothing. No birthday.
She's hanging out.
No grave. Y'all don't even know if I'm dead. I could have been raped. Anything. Nobody cares.
She's been hanging out in her sisters and brothers' rooms for years. Everywhere they go, she knew the sister was pregnant. The sister didn't want to tell the husband.
Knows all their business.
Knocked over the trash can.
The brother's a creeper living in the basement. And she knows this.
So anyway, so our whole point was, it's like, Miss Claudia.
She never explains, not once. And this Claudia Myers.
Yes, she graduated from the University of somebody else, something. And
she wrote the movie. She directed the movie. She did the screenplay. She's complete control of the movie. Never explains once how the girl was invisible, how she kind of came back, and then too, what in the world was the family's mindset when she disappeared? Because nobody seemed to give anything.
So the movie, so if you wanted to rate the movie overall, okay, we saw it on, is this Hulu?
Hulu.
We saw it on Hulu, so, you know, at the end you get the like and dislike, and I'm thinking like, where is the middle circle where it's like, not sure.
Right.
I was so disappointed. I was like, "Are you serious? The movie was good. The movie was good all this time, right?"
What did I say? It's the most awesome, horrible movie you've ever seen. Because it's good. I mean, it's like it's a good love story and everything like that. The girl is doing stuff to make this man's life better. He falls for her. It's like, okay, cool. But then there's this big old loophole.
They were out on the top of the building, and then the photographer snuck up there and took a picture of them.
And
We're thinking he's kissing somebody that's not going to be reflected in the picture.
And they see her in the picture.
But there's a shadow of her and them kissing, so it's not weird or whatever. But it's weird for the audience because it's like, okay, now the camera can see her, but she can't see herself.
The dog can't even see. The three-legged dog can't see her. Doesn't recognize her once in the movie. She watches the dudes fight in his house, and the dog is just laying there. He sees the TV on, but he doesn't hear her.
Because he was like, it usually responds.
Right.
You know, when people comes in, she's like, well, you remember the dog can't see me.
It's crazy.
So you go for all this time, nobody can see her. All of a sudden, a boxer can see her. And I guess she kind of helps him get his life back on track. When he does get his life on track, she disappears, I guess, from his eyesight, I guess.
Right.
But then, does he lose sight of something or for something or whatever?
I
Because in the ring, he sees her again, but then everybody else sees her, so that doesn't make sense.
So I guess it's more that when he completely stopped, I don't know if it was a stop of love, or because he liked her the whole time. Like, once they had sex with the invisible girl, he had sex with the invisible girl.
That part.
Remember that. He had feelings for her. He really cared. He said he cared. But then she got a little irritated when she saw him
with the
ex. But he wasn't having sex with her or nothing. He was just talking with her. It was just
apparently that they were back in their relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, there's no explanation.
Then the dad sees her, and then instead of her like, all these years, I haven't been. She ends it. You've already had a runtime of an hour and 52 minutes. Give us another 30 minutes to an hour. You may as well.
Do a flashback.
Because
something explain
she could have barely hit her head, and then they could have went to that whole retro.
Worst case scenario, since they live in Gotham City, surprisingly, at least go, okay, it's Gotham City. Weird things happen. So then we could go, okay, she has superpowers, maybe.
Form some wings or something, or lit up or something, and then all of a sudden, that's why they couldn't see her, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Maybe say she stumbled onto Wonder Woman's invisible jet and got the paint on her. Something. I don't know. I mean, but some explanation to explain how her dad, brother, sister, in the whole world ignored this child.
12. Like, she's been on her own since she was 12. Matter of fact, when the movie came on, she was in all these different places, going to different places. Like, she was at school and everything. But she didn't even know that they had... So, how long was it that they didn't see her? It was probably longer than that. She's probably been on her long lonesome since... whenever...
They don't say how old she is. I know the guy,
we know that because the mom was already dying... That's why she could see her. Because none of that made sense.
No, because remember, there was a scene where they were all eating at the table, and she held up her plate, and the sister didn't give her food. And then the mom responded, hey, she's right here. She was asking for food. And then they put the plate up so she could get food. So, when the mom was alive, it
made us feel like they were just ignoring her.
Right.
Until...
Because even the sister, after the fact, she was saying that mom played favorites and that she wasn't a favorite. So maybe with that, it might explain they didn't really like her.
Like that? Why mess your audience up like that? Like, why make them think, first of all, that a child is being basically just outed or pushed out of the household, but then later on she's really invisible, but now she's kind of invisible, and then now she's invisible, but then now she's visible, and then but nobody makes a big deal out of it. Like the dad,
shame on you, Dad. I'm sorry, man. That movie should have ended. That movie should have ended.
It
was the most severe case of neglect. Like, straight up. That that movie should have ended with her going, "Oh my God, Dad," and the police rolling up, "You're under arrest for child abuse and neglect." That should have been like the most extreme case of back child support.
You know, this would have never happened in a black movie.
Foster care. No, I mean, she wasn't even in foster care. It's not like she wandered off and went to another family.
She was homeless. Like
nothing.
She was homeless. She had her own job and everything. And like, I don't even know.
She just had to figure it out from 12.
So
she might have been it. Shoot, that could have been 20 years.
So what? She sent in her information, and then all of a sudden, she gets a job, and you just start paying her.
Right.
And you're
how she get a bank account?
And you're accepting this information from this person. You're sending the money, and you're good with this. He was like, "She's brilliant. She's brilliant."
Right.
You don't even know who she is.
But then he was like, "I can't ever remember her name." It's like, what? This woman is making you a whole bunch of money.
Yes.
And you can't remember her name. You've never seen her in person. You've never been. I can understand you never been to her house, but how you have an apartment? Her apartment was nice too. And she never saw a landlord. She pays her rent. Delivery guys would come to drop stuff off to her house and never actually make contact. She would leave a sign saying not. And then she ring the doorbell twice and leave a tip.
She slipped the money out there somehow, and then they just pick it up.
Right.
Okay, so Miss Myers. Okay, so what we're asking you to do is like
explain yourself.
Create. You're gonna like. I don't even know if a part 2 is gonna even help. You know what I'm saying? Because we have literally invested 2 hours of our lives on this movie when we thought it was going to be, and it was awesome throughout the movie, but it's like, you know, it wasn't even as bad as those movies. No, I ain't even gonna say it's bad. It wasn't even like those movies that at the end, the ending is not what you thought it would be. Okay, right. So you thought that they were going to be in love, but then they weren't in love. It ain't even like that. It's the fact that it just ended, and it was like,
without
what?
explanation.
Why is she back?
None.
Why can't they see her?
Like,
why didn't you have a birthday cake up? You've been going to see your wife for 10 years and taking her some flowers and noting that I'm sorry, it's not the flowers that you want, but this is all they had. What about Holly?
Right. No mention of your daughter that your wife gave birth to. Ever.
So girl, we just wondering. So that's our review of Above the Shadows. Coincidentally, it was released today last year. Mm-hmm. When I saw that, I was like, okay.
You know,
May 31st, 2019 is when it was released. So we're here on the anniversary
of this movie.
Of the release of this movie, and we're baffled. We're like asking you to like do something, like reprint something, right? You know, throw out an apology or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna say this. It would have even made sense. It would have been completely different from the vibe of the movie. But if at the end of credits, just
that little storyline, you know,
right?
With the little pictures, your little slideshow.
Did it. Just have an explanation. You could have even had Cat Williams just walk up on the screen and go, listen here, I'm going to explain exactly why they were ignoring Holly or exactly what happened. Because, I'm sorry, maybe they didn't like the girl or something like that. Maybe she disappeared for all her life. Maybe she ran away after her mother died or something. But, Dad, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because that was neglect if I had ever known neglect in my life.
And if it was a black man.
if that was about black people, oh my God, that movie would have been 10 minutes long. No, okay, it would have been a full movie, but Dad would have been in prison. Brother and sister would have hated Dad and probably would have been on drugs and about crazy because they would have been like, "What happened to our sister? I don't know, we just lost her. Oh my God." And then when she just appeared like that, people would have went crazy. In a ring with a fighter. Why is this black person in this ring? She must be out her doggone mind. How did she just kind of appear?
In a trench coat.
Right. Oh my God. We got ninjas on the... What? Somebody would have said, Gotham City for you. Something.
Right.
It's like, let her appear to Dad, and all of a sudden it was a black girl. And then, oh my God, Holly. she would have been like, did you not notice I was missing for the last 10 years, Dad? What is your problem?
Could we have at least gotten like 10 to 15 minutes of that argument or some type of explanation?
Right.
And then they could have did like a rewind right quick or a flashback of, the mother dying, the girl. I don't care if she slipped and fell down the steps or she been asleep all these years.
An astral
she been in a
projection
coma
or something.
So anyway, we just want to let you know that
it's a good movie.
It's a sideways thumb for Above the Shadows for us. Okay?
I would say check it out because it's a good movie, but it's
look
going
at
to
it. It's
leave
good.
you for a loop because there's no explanation.
None.
On how she was invisible. Because for all we know, she was visible because maybe in her mind she accepted that she wanted to be visible. But what's going to happen when she wake up one day and she's invisible again? I'm serious. Like she in the bed, all of a sudden her man now look over, it's like, I feel something on my arm, but I don't see nothing, baby. You invisible again. I can't see you or hear you, but we gonna figure something out. Just let me know you here.
But baby, when he couldn't see her, it was like he didn't even know about her anymore.
Right.
So, if she goes invisible again,
she SOL.
How you gonna feel? You knew somebody, but now they're invisible, but you don't know them no more.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is they're gonna neglect her tail again. All of a sudden, hey, what happened to you? No, they ain't even gonna ask about it. She just gonna disappear, and everybody just gonna go on about her life. The man gonna forget
at that point, the daddy was already what? In his 60s, maybe 50s, 60s, late 50s. That's it. I mean,
if Dad, the moment his wife died, completely forgot about her, she has no hope.
It'd have been all right not all right. It'd have been different if he had forgotten all the kids. And that would have made sense.
Right.
Like, okay, so
they went on about their life. He was depressed, stuff like that on drugs.
Sense. But why her? Why her? It made no sense. And was she the oldest or the middle? She's maybe the middle child because it was said she was already fake. She might have been the oldest.
She was the oldest.
That's why she was like,
I was a horrible older sister. Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, watch it. It's a good movie, but don't expect anything at the end.
It's not gonna.
It will disappoint you.
You just gonna have to believe that it's Gotham City, and hope maybe if they make another movie, maybe the Joker.
You heard the Gotham City thing. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, because
at that point, I probably would have been like, well, maybe it's something that's never been in the comic books,
right?
And maybe this is going to be a sequel. It's going to be a sequel. So I don't know.
Because don't get me wrong. If it is in any form or fashion DC related, which it could be, maybe I just didn't see it in the credits. There were heroes that were invisible.
Known for
I don't know.
And is she allowed? I mean, well, you have to get. You would have to get permission.
But that's what I'm saying. Gotham City. That's a big city name in world history of comic books to just name your city and not have to get some kind of permission. So you want to call it all, you want to give it all that, but you don't want to actually give the person power. She even had no powers. Right. Or at least, I guess the invisibility was a power and she didn't know it. But yeah, that ain't cool. All I'm saying, that ain't cool. Don't do that no more. Because we're used to, like, if in 2 hours, you could have gave her some type of flash invisible or something. Say she was bit by or scratched by a radioactive mirror. Something. Anyway, I'm just saying. So, anyway, that's our review of Above the Shadows, guys. We're not going. Look, we could be here all night because we were just jiving this thing. He was like, "What? Are you serious right now? Like, seriously? Like, we could have been doing anything else. I could have jumped on Call of Duty for like an hour, and we could have been straight. You know what I'm saying? Multiplayer, bam. Right. So anyway, trust me, we wouldn't have been invisible in that. We would have been running for like 3 seconds and got killed immediately. So it's like... All right. So anyway, guys, this is Katia Lachey and Lamage, actually. That's my baby name. Anyway, so this is us. We're out. We'll be back another time. When we watch another movie, we're definitely going to share our opinion.
and give it like a thumbs up or a thumbs down. This one's kind of a sideways thumb. Yeah, because it was good at first, and then it was like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? Like, we don't understand. So, Miss Myers, we don't understand. So you got to come back with us.
Why?
And just let us know what's going on. All right. Peace out.